Thank you for joining me. Debs Cooper, Global Stressologist here today. I'm pretty sure I say, let me just move this, I'm pretty sure I say that today's a goodie. I'm pretty sure I say that every time between that and my podcast that I do. But this is a goodie. This is one that can take people out of their comfort zone to places that aren't healthy. And I'm here to show you about how to find your purpose. Sounds pretty simple, how to find your purpose, but it's not. So, Debs Cooper, Global Stressologist, thank you for joining me today. That's fabulous. I would love to know if you're here live or if you're here watching a replay. And let's crack on. And I jump off screen to say, grab yourself a pen and paper or a pencil or ink or notes, whatever it is. Grab yourself something to write on because I feel today's one is a real goodie. Goodie. So, how to find your purpose. You know when there's days that you feel like you're walking in flow, and I say you're walking in flow and you don't even realize it, and that's called autopilot. And autopilot happens quite a lot, and it's when you're not present with things that are around you, but you're present a little bit, but not fully present. You know, like you get out the car and get in the car and you're driving away and you're like, oh, did I lock the front door? Or have I got the keys in my bag? Of course you lock the front door. Of course you got the keys in your bag because you've just gone into autopilot. And autopilot is a great place to be if you have so much head noise and that's where you're going, but also it can be a detriment to you because you're not, like I said earlier, you're present but you're not fully present. So when you're fully present, you can feel things differently. You can feel the air. You can feel what's coming up around you. You can feel the ground. You can feel so much more. You can feel in your soul there's something brewing. There's something brewing. This is about being present because you can actually feel the air over see the air. In fact, you can't actually see the air, but you know what I mean. So when I looked at inquiring about how to find your purpose, I actually looked up the dictionary meaning of purpose because you know how I love a good old dictionary meaning just to debunk it. So now let me just go to this. I just got this here. I'll just pull this up and it says the reason for which something is done or created or for which something exists. Okay. The reason for something which something is done or created or for which something exists. Okay, that's great. The next one really resonated with me. A person's sense of resolve or determination. A person's sense of resolve or determination. Now, a purpose to me is something that makes me feel like I have a purpose. I'm here for a reason. So I get the person's sense of resolve or determination, but an actual purpose, to me, an actual purpose is what am I here for? What am I doing? Am I on purpose? Am I on track? So I'm also going to say to you, the key is to not force anything. Don't force anything because when you force things, it doesn't happen the way that we actually desire it to, and other things come into play that can distract us or take us off key. And that one thing I'm going to mention is the word starts with D, and it's not Deborah. It's called desperation. And when you're sitting in desperation and you're trying to force something and you're determined to get it, determined, and you're so desperate to get it done, it has to be done by this time, etc., etc. Desperation actual equals getting nothing done, nothing inspiring done, because that energy you're putting into that task or whatever it is desperate energy. So it doesn't have a beautiful flow about it. So it's all around the energy that we're putting in. So if you feel yourself forcing something, and you can feel that come up, and you can even feel it in your physical when it's going to that space, give yourself a breather. So when I say give yourself a breather, because it's just wise to just take a moment and step back. And one of my favorite ones is obviously the hand on the heart. If you can just take a step back and put your hand on your heart and just breathe it out and tell yourself, I live here and I can trust myself. I can trust myself. I can trust my decisions and actions. Yeah, sure, there's things I've done in the past and in the present and in the future. But right now I trust myself to make those decisions, and hand on your heart. When we force things, we often get ourselves out of kilter. And so I think about when my daughter was in year Now, yeah, 13 is our top, and then they go to university, so 13, 12, 11. 3 years before her last year at school, my daughter was asking, people were asking, what do you want to do when you grow up? In fact, they were asking that a long time ago. What are you going to do when you grow up? What are you going to study at university? Are you going to university? Are you going to study something? These are the things that stick to us as children, and especially because we've got what do you call it, school exams here in New Zealand right now going on, and in Australia. So there's a lot of people studying for their university exams. There's a lot of people studying for their end of schooling exams, and they're getting themselves into that pickle. So this is a great one, actually, not to force anything. So knowing that when you choose your university exam subjects, it may change in the first year. How often do people go and study something in the first year and then change something for the second year? So be aware of that. Be aware that even though we don't force things, be aware that life changes and things can change on us easily. So be cautious of those words instead of saying, what do you want to be when you grow up? Be cautious of those words that you're saying to children. Oh, what are you enjoying right now being a child? Oh, what's going on in your world right now? What are you enjoying right now? Instead of giving them 10, 20, 30 years ahead. They're children. They're 5 and 6. What do you want to be when you grow up? I don't know. I don't know. But most of the time, what they want to be growing up is already part of them. Most of the time, they've got that. And you never lose it. So one of the things I wanted to do when I was growing up was actually be a policeman. All the way, policeman all the way, Did my training to a degree that I went, this is not for me. Now I realised, why did I want to go into that? I wanted to save people, and that was my theory. A short version of it is to save people and do good for people, add that value. So when I realized this is what it was definitely a way to look at my purpose of what I have, because I've said you never lose it. So for me, I was a admin receptionist when I was 16 or 15, actually, when I left school. And I started off doing that, and I loved it. I love problem solving. And when I look at my whole world of my purpose, what it's been prior to everything, it's been about problem solving. Now, I'm not talking about a mechanic problem solving. I'm talking about problem solving like, how can I get this woman across the road who's trying to cross the road and she's in fear? Or how can I get my boss onto these flights, because even though we've got chaotic travel at the moment, how can I, and they're all been problem solving things around the mindset. How can I do this to get this result? How can I do this to get this result? So for me, it was a problem solving. And now look at my business. I'm a stressologist. Of course, what I do, I problem solve. I problem solve their tasks. I problem solve your tasks. I problem solve your head, unpacking your head. I problem solve what's going on that we can actually dig in and we can look at. So I'm a problem solver. If I look at that, that's definitely been my theme right from when I was 15 and earlier. I know that. That's why they put me in goal at water polo, because I could actually see the field a lot easier and I could problem solve where would be the best place to go. So have a look at those things that you've never lost, because they're definitely, your purpose has been there all throughout your life. One of the things I'm also going to talk about is your words. And our words can be uplifting, and they also can be deflating. So choose your words carefully in life. And when we're looking at them, we want to say things like, it's wise not to say things like, all I'm good at is this, or all I'm good for is making children's beds, or all I'm good for is baking, or all I'm good for is handing out the paper at the meeting and then nobody asks me questions. All I'm good for, or all I'm good at. So just be cautious of our words, and that's, one of the 4 agreements is be impeccable with your words. It's around those. So just be cautious of the wording that you use, that it's uplifting wording rather than deflating wording. And when we say things like, all I'm good at, that's not uplifting conversation, that's deflating. All I'm good is this. All I'm good for is this. So have a look at that, uplifting or deflating. Now, I talked about what am I good at, and one of the things is what lights me up. So we're going to look at what lights you up for that. So what do I sprinkle glitter on right now? And when I think about these things, what am I good at? I'm good at problem solving. I'm all there for problem solving. So what are those things that you're good at that light you up? Then the other one you're going to look at, there's 2 branches on that little tree, is what do others believe I'm good at? What are those things others believe I'm good at? So what do people come to you for questions for? What are those things they come to you for? What do you think that is? So they actually asked you questions and they asked you to do stuff. So I used to be really great at doing a CV. And it used to be great at doing a CV, but I'll be typing a CV. In fact, I had a whole heap of CVs I just found recently on my thingy. But what are they actually good? What do others believe you're good at? So they used to come to me for a CV, and I could put together a CV. And sometimes those things are so easy for some and confusing for others. So that's my problem solving. You give me the words and I can put it into something. So be aware of what you're good at, what lights you up, and what do others believe you're good at. They're just the 2 things. We just want to make sure we've got those 2. One of the other things we go down this is your energy. Now, I know I talked a little bit about your energy. When you're doing something that's good at you, does it actually ignite something in you? Does it actually light you up? So problem solving, I'm in there. If I'm in the right mood, if I'm tired or if I'm not or something else is going on, sometimes it's wise for me to park that so I can keep present with what I'm doing. So what are those things that I'm good at and it actually lights me up? And does time fly when you're doing something? You know, when you're doing something, you go, where did that 2 hours go? I thought it's only been 20 minutes or so. So be cautious of those things. And I'm not saying be cautious and run for them. I'm just saying be cautious of them and be aware of them. So what are those things that you're good at and what do others think you're good at? And then check in to see, am I actually good at this? Do I like this? Just a couple more tips, and one is called intuition. Your intuition will always tell you the truth, 100% tell you the truth. Trust your intuition. Your intuition will tell you the truth and guide you to the truth. Your mind will flip you to another place. So when you're looking at your purpose, your intuition is always telling you what it is. Your intuition is always giving you answers for anything. So you might go, oh, and ask yourself a question, and that answer comes very quickly. That's your intuition. Now, it's not for your head to go, oh, I need to reassess that. That was too quick. That was too easy. Forget that stuff. That's not it. Your intuition will always tell you the truth, and it comes in just like that. So trust that intuition. Even if you can't see a resolution, trust that it's on your, it's in your way. It's on your way, and it's on your path. The other thing I'm going to talk about is providing value. Now, I know we talked about how to find your purpose. When you find your purpose, or you think that's your purpose, just always check, and I say always, yes, always check that you're providing value. And so providing value is little things. So it could be donating your time. Could be donating your time to certain things, donating your energy, donating what you can, whatever it is. So it could be donating your time. But ensure that there is a fair exchange going on, that you are giving just as much as you're receiving. Now, you may be giving your money and you may receive back a thank you card, and that might be enough for you. Whatever it is, so ensure that there's fair exchange in what you're giving and what you're receiving back. I had a saying growing up that I was taught was charity begins at home, and I used to think that we needed it more. Charity begins at home. Okay, I need to put more at home. I need to invest more time at home, whatever that was. When I actually realized for me, it meant fill your cup up first. So charity begins at home. So look after yourself first. And then because if you don't look after yourself, clearly you're not going to help other people. So fill your own cup up first. Fill your own cup up first. And that's do whatever lights you up. Do whatever lights you up and do more of it. And that's about filling your cup up first. And that means, if it means going and standing in the rain, go and stand in the rain. If it means going for a walk around the block, then do that. If it means laying in bed, if it means eating something, drinking more water, drinking whatever you want, if it means that, just do whatever it is to fill your cup up first. You must do that. The other thing I'm going to mention is, and we know I mention this every single live, and this is called the 4 agreements. And this is a wealth of knowledge here on its own. 4 agreements. Be impeccable with your word. Be impeccable with your word. And I say word, not words. Could be word. Word. Don't take anything personally. Don't take anything personally. Don't make assumptions. Don't make assumptions, and always do your best. They are the 4. If you can live by one of them, or all of them, or 2 of them, or 3 of them, there's going to be a shift in your world. Be impeccable with your word. Say what you're going to do. Be honest. Be transparent. Don't take anything personally. You don't know what they're going on through their day. Shake it off. That's their stuff, not yours. Don't make assumptions. Last time they did this, they're not going to do this again. Don't make assumptions. They may not. Might surprise yourself. And always do your best. Do the best with what you have right here, right now. You're clearly going to do your best today, whereas yesterday you might have been a little bit off color. You're going to do the best with what you had yesterday. Every day is different. So they're the 4 agreements that I absolutely love. I absolutely love by those, and they seem to be popping up into my videos every week lately. And the last one, the last tip that I'm going to give you of how to find your purpose is, and it's not gratitude. It's not gratitude on this one. It's actually Debs Cooper. It's actually talk to Debs Cooper, because Debs Cooper is an exceptional, amazing stressologist who can help you find your purpose and dig it through. Not only find it, actually put action steps into order so that you can monetize it and be fulfilled. Because clearly, if you're not doing things and they're not making you money, then we're going to have to look at this, because there's got to be some sort of money exchange into you so that you can pay the power, so that you can pay the food, so that you can do the things that keep you functioning, that fill your cup up. So this is how to find your purpose. Debs Cooper, global stressologist. If you have any questions, please let me know. I'm just a message away. And if you like this today, if you really like this today and you saw little golden nuggets for you, then I'd love you to share it. I'd love you to share it with those you care about and those you think are important. And let me know a comment. Drop me a comment to let me know what you actually liked about today. So I think that is me. How to find your purpose. This is Debs Cooper, global stressologist, signing off. Thank you very much. Have a great day. I'll talk to you via Messenger.